hi everybody. Welcome to Cruise Chat Live from the Cunard Queen Elizabeth. I'm Walter, your independent travel agent with Where's Walter Travel. I have no idea how good the signal is for you guys at home, but we're going to give this thing a whirl and try to answer your questions about all things Cunard, all things cruising, whatever you guys want to talk about. We are here. Rebecca, as always, is sitting right off camera. We're currently docked in, let's see, where are we? We are docked in San Juan. And we are currently hanging out in the yacht club up on deck 10 of the ship. So if you have any questions at all, and I'm looking in two different directions because I've got the phone over here, I've got the main camera over here. So hey Eric, hey Betty, how are you? Good to see you guys. Thank you. Oh Betty, thank you. Yeah, that intro does have some nice footage. I've got so much to still edit. I mean, I have stuff from the Oceania cruise back in 23 that I haven't even cut yet. So I need some help. Oh, Betty, you're saying the signal's good? So one of the things I did today was I cut out Facebook and I cut out LinkedIn just to try to make the signal as good as possible just for YouTube. Now we're going to have a bunch of announcements going on. In fact, you guys will get to hear the captain in about 30 minutes when he comes on for his 12 o'clock announcement. But how's everybody doing? It's the Christmas holidays. We are on a 12-night cruise here on the Cunard Queen Elizabeth. This is round trip from Miami. This is our first port stop. We're in San Juan today. Rebecca and I already went off. We went to the Choco Bar, which is just an amazing chocolate shop here. I got hot chocolate. Rebecca got frozen chocolate. I got a chocolate grilled cheese. This is the sandwich I did. It was so good. It was so freaking good. But after this, we go to Antigua. Then Christmas Day will be a sea day. Then we've got more ports, including the Tortola, which we're really, really looking forward to. Rick, no, we're not crossing the Atlantic. We're on the Queen Elizabeth, just kind of tooling around the Southern Caribbean on this one. It's 12 nights. Our very first time on Cunard. We've never been on Cunard. We're really looking forward to this. This is now our 13th cruise line that we've sailed. And somebody now says, Rosie wants to know, what is the absolute favorite cruise line, my go-to? So that's a very interesting question, because we've been on probably 30, maybe close to 40 ships now. There's not a single ship that I would not go back on. And depending on the type of vacation that I want, I'm going to choose a different cruise line. This cruise line, as we're finding right now, it's a very social cruise line. If you like to dance, now this ship has the biggest ballroom I've ever seen on any cruise ship. It has an absolutely beautiful room called the Queen's Room. They use it for Zumba. They use it for dancing. They've done some radio shows and like live radio shows in there.
Afternoon tea.
Afternoon tea is done in there. So if you're looking for a cruise line more to chill and lay back, if I just want to kind of chill, lay back, I'm probably going to go like Princess, Celebrity, Virgin Voyages. If I want a lot of activities, then obviously we're going to go with Royal Caribbean. Now, if you were saying, well, I'm going to buy you a cruise tomorrow and just send you on any ship you want to go on, it'll probably be Explora. I have completely fallen in love with Explora Journeys. I really like what they're building over there. But you know, it just depends, you know. I was not prepared to like the Icon class from Royal Caribbean. I was like everybody else, like, oh man, those things are just so big. I don't know. It's going to be insane. They are so well laid out. They are so well designed, and just so many fun things to do on the Icon class that, like for Royal Caribbean, it's going to be the Icon class. That's the ship I want to go on. But this has been, you know, this has been kind of a dream. You know, you always see it you don't see the Queens that often because there's only 4 of them. But then you see that red funnel in port and you're like, oh man, that's a Cunard ship. I wonder what it's like on there. And I can tell you, it is absolutely fabulous. It is just absolute. The service is fabulous. The coffee, the baristas still need to kind of work on their coffee. I think they're better suited for tea, but I have found that getting the cappuccino here kind of reminds me of an Americano on a lot of other ships. Their Americanos are just way too strong, but if I get a cappuccino, it's good. So I've kind of figured that out. So, Betty, you are trying to learn how to edit. That's hilarious. There is a learning curve. You're using Insta365X. Do I have any tips? That's a whole discussion, Betty. You should give me a call sometime. Clearly, you've been a friend for quite a while, so you know that I was a video editor for over 30 years. and a producer. So yeah, I've got all kinds of tips, but you just have to keep going. You just start, you start, and the actual physical editing part of it is quite simple. It's the storytelling part of it that takes a while to develop, but that's a whole other discussion, Betty. So at some point we should just get on a call or a video chat, and I'll be happy to talk you through some of that. Hey Mimi, hey Felix, how are you? 116 days to the Philadelphia group cruise. You are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. Ace wants to know, how is the food here? I'm going to be very honest and say it's been
Well,
kind of mixed.
Now, bear in mind, we're in the Britannia restaurant.
I know, but this is where everybody goes, right? This is where the
No.
majority of the ship is.
Well,
the
yes,
Britannia.
but
So
you'll get a different experience
you
if
will,
you're in the
but
grills.
we are in the Britannia experience. So we're in the lowest class, if you will. I don't know, but the majority of the people on the ship are going to be having the Britannia main dining room. And it's a little uneven. You know, there are some things like there was a soup that we had the other night that was
roasted onion soup.
roasted onion soup. It's like one of the best soups I've ever had on any cruise ship. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Last night I did the surf and turf, and the lobster was smaller than I expected, and it was a bit overcooked. But the filet mignon cooked brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly. So.
And that was an upcharge item.
Yeah, it was an upcharge item. So to have the lobster not quite cooked correctly was a little disappointing, and I was very honest in my feedback. In fact, I got a phone call already. They want to meet with me. but no, the food's been a little up and down. The buffet is quite nice.
I would say I wouldn't. It's not the worst food we've ever had.
No.
And it's not the best.
I mean, so far, I still kind of stand by. I think Princess has one of the best main dining room experiences out there of any of the cruise lines that have that big main dining room. I think, I would put that ahead of what we've had right now, because based on the Sky Princess, when we were on the Sky Princess most recently, that was an outstanding main dining room experience. So it's not that it's a bad experience, it's just not, wow, this is like the most amazing food ever. But is this an amazing cruise line? Oh my God, yes, the service is just over the top. The crew is absolutely lovely. The spaces are gorgeous. What's interesting about this ship is it is very much a, oh, and I don't want to miss, somebody said hello from Chile. Hello, Chile, how are you? Thank you for joining in. The food is one part of the experience. And while the main dining room has been a little up and down, I mean, the buffet has been absolutely fabulous. We did the pop-up
Bamboo,
the Asian pop-up. The appetizer, unbelievable. They had this crunchy shrimp that was unbelievable.
My
tonight we're going to
main
start.
cod dish was really good too.
Yeah, her main cod dish was really good. It was better than mine. And we're trying the steakhouse tonight, so we'll see how that is. So, for us, the food is just one part. The food is never going to make or break a cruise for us, because we're never going to go hungry. Oh, wow, we have light. So the food is never going to make or break a cruise for us. As long as we got something to eat, we're happy. And but in terms of a main dining room experience, I was kind of expecting a little bit more, because with Cunard, they don't emphasize.
Oh, they're doing that power thing.
Oh, that's right. They're doing a power test. Yeah, they're doing a power test, so the lights are going to go up and down. But I was expecting the main dining room to be a little bit more elevated, because on this ship
no.
there's only one specialty dining restaurant. So I thought, maybe they put a little bit more emphasis into the main dining room. But there are multiple levels of the main dining room. Plus you have the Queen's Grill, the Princess Grill, things like that.
And Rick, I would not say the food is subpar. Absolutely not. It's just not amazing. It's adequate
Yes.
to really good. It
Yes.
just depends on the dish.
Yes, it's
So,
not.
but
no,
it's
yeah.
nothing is.
No, not.
Even the overcooked lobster wasn't horrible.
No, subpar. There are other cruise lines that I would put at subpar, like the ship that's sitting right next to us right now. It's got 3 letters, starts with M, ends at C.
But even that,
we still ate great.
We found good things amongst everything.
Absolutely. So I would just say I may have put too much in my head that, oh my God, the food's just going to be over the top amazing, whereas the food is good. The food is not like over the top amazing. It's good, and it's enjoyable. and you know, we're having a good time. Now, next time we might be in the Britannia Club, or I would definitely like to try a grills level, because you always see Gary Bembridge is always up in the grills, so his food always looks amazing. So
Yeah.
if you move up into the grills, that's kind of like, you know, your yacht club, your retreat, you get your ship within a ship, the haven, things like that. Oh, you know, you step up, you get higher food preparation. So, but food is never to make or break. What I absolutely love about this ship, the public spaces are huge on this ship. You know, we've been going on some of the newer ships where the public spaces are so small, there's like no room for anybody to do anything. And there's like, we're in the yacht club here. There's a dance floor. This is probably like the biggest dance floor on any other cruise ship, this room that we're in right now. But we have an entire ballroom downstairs. That's absolutely amazing. So has the ship lived up to what I expected it to be? Yes. So far it has absolutely lived up. I expected this to be a classic, lovely cruise line, and that's exactly what we've got. In some ways, it feels like a bigger Oceania or a bigger Azamara ship. It's kind of what it feels like there. As we're walking through the ship, you know, it feels familiar from Oceania and Azamara, just a little bigger. So, Rosie girl, when we do group cruises, do you have group get-togethers or anything? Yes. It depends on how big the group is. Like in Hawaii, we're just going to have a couple of smaller group, like that. That's a small group. I think there's like 14 of us on that one. So we're just going to have we don't have any planned get-togethers during the cruise itself, but we're going to do like some game days and things like that. And it's just going to be kind of like, we'll probably shoot each other texts on WhatsApp and say, hey, here's where we're all going to go meet. But then on things like Tony's La Lita Loca group cruise, that's almost 200 people or over 200 people. We will have 3 planned events, plus we have group dinners and things like that. So it all depends on the cruise. With our Italy cruise coming up, we put together a 6-day land tour, pre-cruise land tour, and there are, I believe, 16 of us now all in that tour. We have absolutely nothing planned on the cruise itself at this point, but the land tour, we ended up putting something together that a bunch of our clients wanted to come join us on. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That is definitely going to be a lot of fun. Oh man, so Brandy's here, Rick is here. But yeah, thanks for the question. It all depends on the group, and depends on.
Well, and if we have a lot of port days or a lot of sea days, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And for our own personal groups, we don't like everything to be too structured because we want everybody to have time to explore on their own and to do their own thing, but also time to get together if they choose to, which is always completely optional.
Exactly. So yeah. Let's see, Brandy's here. Hey, Brandy, hello from Ohio. Mimi, I looked awesome in my tuxedo. Thank you. Yeah, yesterday was the first of 3 gala nights. Last night was black and white night. The next one, I don't know if there's a theme for the next one. And then we got the masquerade ball coming up, which we have mass. So I'm going to be wearing the mask on that. In fact, I have some tips about the mask that you know you just don't think about until you get a mask and you put it on. You're like, wow, this is a little uncomfortable. So there's ways to fix the mask so it's more comfortable. I will have stuff coming soon. And if you weren't here earlier, here in San Juan, I found the sandwich I didn't know I needed. It is a chocolate grilled cheese. Video coming soon. So, Rick, thank you very much. He said the fit of the tux was perfect. I went to Joseph A. Bank. You know, I wanted to own a tuxedo, and what I did with that tux, I don't know how well it comes through in the pictures, but the pants are a standard tuxedo pant, but then the jacket, I went with a paisley jacket, just to give it a little bit more.
Black on black paisley.
Yeah, black on black paisley, just to give it a little bit of texture. So, Rick, 7 days until you be on the Constellation. That's right, you're going to be on the Connie before we get there. Yes, love it. Yes, Betty, definitely take me up on the editing. How many passengers? So on here we are plus or minus 2,000, just over 2,000.
I think 2,100.
Yeah, 2,100
at double occupancy. I don't know what this current cruise is.
And it definitely, I mean, while it may be sold out, it, you know, half the time we're like, where is everybody? It's very quiet. Like it is, everybody is very spread out. You will find, oh my God, this has the most beautiful theater I think I have ever seen on a cruise ship. We were sitting in a box yesterday. The Broadway show Come From Away is on this ship, and I got us box seats for the performance on the 28th. How about that?
And for that one, for yesterday when we were just watching some singers, you could just use any box that was open.
You could just sit anywhere you wanted to.
But for that one, you are
For that
paying.
one, it was a $69 upcharge. That includes some alcoholic drinks, some non-alcoholic drinks, and I believe like some canapes or something like that. So yeah, so we have our own assigned box for Come From Away. It's gonna be like going to a Broadway theater. It is like the most beautiful theater. I'll be shooting a lot of footage on the ship. I haven't really shot much yet. I'm kind of getting the lay of the land. But tomorrow we're going to be in Antigua. Probably not going to get off the ship, so I'll probably do a lot of shooting on the ship tomorrow. So travel, yes, you love people giving honest food reviews. If everything is amazing, nothing is amazing. The world where it becomes meaningless. Absolutely. You know, one of the things that I try to do is I try to be as honest as possible. You know, if I'm like overselling something and then you go on the ship and you're like, what the heck was he talking about? So if something's really, really good, I'm going to tell you. If something's not great, Sorrento's Pizza, I'm going to tell you that it's just not great.
Oh, actually, you have not cared for the salad dressings in the buffet.
Oh, yeah, the salad dressings on here are a bit odd. I will say they're very watery, and they don't have a whole lot of flavor. So, like, I had a blue cheese dressing the other day, and I was like, not a lot of flavor on here, so I got to mix in some other things. But they have what looks like fabulous pizza. I think for lunch today, I'm finally going to try the pizza. It looks like fabulous
they're
pizza.
pretty. I mean, they're a single pizza, but they're pretty big. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll split one.
Yeah, no, maybe you'll get your own. Yeah.
Okay. I can't eat a whole one.
Ah, yeah. Let's see. Travel, yes, you were about to book Cunard from Miami earlier in the year. I was interested to see their treatment of the Vista class versus their parent company's layout. I just had too many things already booked. You know, if you're a fan, so who should cruise on Cunard? Like, if you're somebody.
And we don't think this is actually the same as the Vista class on Carnival.
No, this is not the Vista class. You know what this is? This is the Spirit class. I figured it out when I saw the ship up close.
Or maybe the next one up from that.
No, I think it is the Spirit class, because if you look at a picture of the Carnival Spirit, especially from the back, or maybe 3/4 from the back, and then you look at the Queen Elizabeth, you're going to see they're basically the same outer shell. Now inside, completely different, and even the way they configure the upper decks is a little bit different. But if you look at the basic shell of the ship, this is actually, I think it's based on the Carnival Spirit class.
And that would apply to the Elizabeth and the Victoria, which are identical.
Yeah, they're identical ships, so, or mostly identical ships.
Yes.
But I think, you know, I think to come on Cunard, you have to accept that you are going to be responsible for a lot of your own entertainment. And by that, I mean, there's not going to be like, hey, come to this thing, hey, come to that thing, hey, come to this. You're not going to be hearing announcements all over the place. And you're not going to see a schedule that's like 4 pages packed full of things. There are things to do on here for sure. But a lot of it revolves around dancing and music. There are a lot of lectures and performances like that.
Trivia.
Trivia on here. There's a fabulous little British pub, the Golden Lion. I mean, it's very hard to get in there when the games are going on, so packed. There is a casino. It's very small, but there is a casino. The only thing that I noticed that was missing was craps. They did have roulette. They had the table games. And of course, they have slot machines, but I did not see a craps table down there. And it is non-smoking, which I appreciate. It's a non-smoking casino. Hey, good morning, Silver Librarian. Cruising Kimberly wants to know what kinds of lectures. Really, a lot. It depends on your itinerary, what you're doing. They try to tailor them towards the itinerary. Although yesterday they had a very interesting speaker who was presenting a talk on how to talk to difficult people or difficult situations. I thought, well, that's rather interesting.
And they also had a guy who has done a couple of different talks on pirates and various Caribbean things like that. And yesterday, we didn't get to it, but yesterday they had a former butler for the royal family.
Yes, on here. So he was giving a presentation. One of the coolest things, and I don't know if they're going to do it again, but one of the coolest things that I missed because I didn't see it in the schedule, they did basically a live radio show with 4 performers giving you the history of Cunard. And I kind of walked by and I stopped for about 5 minutes. It was the coolest thing. They had a big, massive video screen. showing visuals as they were talking, and I was like, oh wow, this is really cool. And just standing there, the little bit that I heard, I was like, wow, I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea.
Oh, and they are showing movies.
Yeah, and they're showing movies. They had Home Alone in there the other day. If they show Elf, I'm going to have to go see Elf.
Yeah, they have one today. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah. So they have a lot going on in here, and this is the yacht club. The yacht club usually gets going in the evenings. This is where we had a cocktail reception. So on this particular voyage, you've heard me talk about distinctive voyages, where you get at least 2 perks if you book through me and you're booked on a distinctive voyage. But you get a cocktail reception and you get a free included shore excursion. And so this is where we held the cocktail reception yesterday. And then our shore excursion will be in St. Lucia in a couple of days. But you get those 2 perks. If you book through any travel advisor, or most, I shouldn't say any, but most travel advisors who are connected with Travel Leaders Network, you can book on distinctive voyages. And I happen to be the host on this one. So on this one, I'm not a travel agent traveling on this particular cruise. I'm actually a host representing about 15 other travel agents. So it's actually pretty cool. It's actually really, really cool. Motherhood, is Princess Key worth the tender? That's a really good question.
We haven't done it for a while. I do remember when we did it, we liked it.
It was very nice. Well, last time we were there, we were on the Sun Princess, which is a big ship, and it's a lot of people to move off and on. And we opted to just take the ship day on that one. We did like it. We've been to Princess Key, and it is lovely. So if you haven't been, it is very nice. It is also honestly, it's also a very good port just to do a ship day. So if you just want to make it a ship day and then let everybody else go off. So it's totally up to you. It is kind of cool though, because as you're approaching, you will go right by the pier for Castaway Key. No, not Castaway Key, for Lighthouse Point and whatever it's called.
Yeah, Disney's
the
Lighthouse
Disney's new
Point,
one.
Castaway,
but
something.
you're like, my God, that pier does come way out. It's way out there. So it's up to you. I think it is a lovely island for sure. It'll be interesting to see if Princess ever puts a dock in. Now that pretty much everybody else is going to have a dock, they're going to be like the only ones without a dock in the next couple of years. So,
although I will say, I personally, because I need shade, if you need shade, get there early, because you will find like things with little free kind of overhangs and trees and stuff, and you can get shade.
Yep.
But
and if you're just tuning in, folks, I'm Walter, your independent travel agent. As always, with my wife, Rebecca, we're Where's Walter Travel. We book land, cruise, luxury, expedition. We're currently sitting in the yacht club on the Cunard Queen Elizabeth, our very first time on Cunard. So if you've got questions about Cunard or you got questions about anything in the wonderful world of cruising, just go ahead and drop them in there. Hopefully the signals are good. I have no control over these signals. In about 10 minutes, you're going to get to hear the captain. Captain will be coming on for his noon report, so if you'd like to listen in for the noon report, stay tuned. Kimberly saying that they had a lecture on the Titanic. That's interesting. You really do have like that Titanic vibes on here for sure, especially like the main lobby has this big, beautiful, like wood cutout kind of look of the Queen Elizabeth. This is one thing about this ship. You will not forget that you're on a cruise ship. A lot of the newer ships, Princess, Celebrity, certainly Royal Caribbean, you just forget you're on a ship, right? You're in a resort, you're in a theme park, you're in whatever once you get on the ship. And the only time you really know you're on a ship is when you're standing off of it going, oh yeah, that's right, yeah, we're on a ship. Here, it's very nautical. It is very nautical throughout. You will not forget that you're on a cruise ship when you're on here. It is just, it's just so pretty. It really is pretty. Yes, it's a lot of browns, it's a lot of brass. It's what I remember when I first started cruising, and it's very, very pretty. So, let's see. Your friend booked Silver Seas, but it's also a Tauk cruise, Tauk Reserve stateroom. Yeah, Tauk is amazing. So Tauk is a land and sea company. And when they do the river cruises, I think they may have their own river ships, but when they do ocean, it's always another vessel, and it's usually like a Silver Sea. It might be seaborne.
They're chartering the ship, basically.
Yeah, they're actually chartering the ship. So it's usually going to be like a Silver Sea, a seaborne, something like that, it will be a luxury cruise line. Same thing with Disney. So Disney does river cruises. And who do they do? What's the name?
I can't remember now.
Is it Ponant? It might be Ponant. But Disney does river cruises as part of Adventures by Disney, but Disney doesn't have any river ships. So I believe it's Ponant river ships that they charter. So yeah, you'll see that with some of the land tour companies, how they will use other cruise lines for that. Oh, Rick is saying you are spot on. Oh, they use AMA waterways.
They use AMA.
AMA waterways. Great, great. You're welcome, Andrea. Thank you for the kind words, Rick. That's why Rebecca's always here. She is amazing. Is the captain British? I didn't notice whether he was British, but he's in his 30s. He's very young. I was not used to it. And when you hear the voice sounds all wrong for the picture. I don't have a picture of him handy. But when I heard the voice for the first time, I'm like, wow, that doesn't sound like a 30-year-old, 35-year-old captain.
There is someone who is quite often officer of the watch who will make some announcements.
Yes,
He's definitely Scottish.
Yes.
He's
Hey,
a very
Dadabeck,
good Scottish accent.
Dadabeck, how you doing? Brandy, where is this tuxedo picture everybody is mentioning? It is in the Where's Walter Travel Facebook group, the private group. I don't think I posted it on the public page. If I haven't, I will. There's also a picture if you're a member of the La Lido Loca group. I think I posted it in there as well because there's a bunch of people in there who want to know about the Cunard. They're like, keep posting about Cunard. We want to learn more about it. So I posted a picture in there as well. Signal's good. The volume is a little soft. You know, I did notice that on the settings here, and I think I might be able to turn that up just a little bit. Let me see. There is a settings thing in here. It was looking like to me like the volume was a little bit down, so I was wondering about that. And I know there are controls somewhere. I'll find it one of these days. Audio filters.
And just to your friend going on the Talk/Silverseas cruise, I do not think you get the Silversea points.
No, you will not get the Silversea points.
Yeah, because Talk has chartered it, so it's at that point no longer. I mean, while it's a Silversea ship, it's not being run as Silversea. It's being run as Talk.
Correct. So it is now a Talc cruise. So there will be absolutely no points for Silversea in that particular.
Yeah, I don't know if Talc has a loyalty program, but if there is one for them, they'll get those points.
Yep, absolutely. For whatever reason, I cannot find the. Sorry, I can't find the audio settings on here right now. So I'm just going to leave it as is so I don't screw anything up. Databetic, AMA Waterways for Disney. Yes, so Disney Adventures by Disney. That is like their land tour company. It's excellent. They have some really amazing land tours over there. We presented those to some of our clients. But they have river cruises as part of Adventures by Disney. But of course, Disney doesn't have river ships. So they simply charter AMA Waterways. So they will charter the entire ship. And then basically Disney will take over the ship. So when you're on it, it will be a Disney charter, but you will be on an AMA Waterways ship. So yeah. Speaking of which, make sure you guys sign up for our Christmas cruise coming up in 2027. We're going to be on the Avalon View going from Basel, Switzerland up to Frankfurt, Germany, December 7th through the 27th. As of right now, our rates are about $700 per person less than what Avalon Waterways is charging. So, and that's just because their price keeps going up and our price is locked. And unlike every other cruise line that I've worked with, I can sell as many cabins as I want. They've locked the price for me. With most cruise lines, I have to say, I want 20 cabins, I want 30 cabins, I want 40 cabins. That's it. I can't ask for any more. I can ask for more, but then the price is going to be whatever the price is now. But with Avalon, they said, this is your rate. You can go ahead and sell as many cabins as you want. So we're up to about 62 people, something like that. So. Oh, Aaron has a great question. How is the complimentary coffee? It's okay. It's not great. I mean, it's drinkable. Let's put it to you that way.
And we have to say,
have a good day, guys. Yeah, no worries. Some folks were practicing dancing behind me. That was very cute.
Walter has not been fond of the complimentary
I
coffee
have not been
on
fond of the
almost
complimentary coffee.
every, except MSC. You
Yeah,
like theirs.
I like MSC's coffee in the buffet. That was very, very good. So nice.
But otherwise, it doesn't matter what cruise line.
No.
Oh, well, Explorer, but then it's all complimentary.
Yeah, it's Explorer. I mean, everything's complimentary there, so that's amazing. He also wants to know, do they do the traditional muster? No. You just simply go to your muster station, you watch the video, just like everything. Now, the video plays in your room. They sort of kind of have an app. It's not a great app, but they sort of kind of have an app. But you watch the video in your room, you just go to your muster station, and that's it. And of course, they're going to have an afternoon tea on here. They have a fabulous, they do it in the Queen's room, which is the big ballroom. Yes, we will be filming that at some point.
And they do afternoon tea every day, not just sea days.
Yeah, so that's really nice. Literally every single proper afternoon tea. So, oh, he said, so they're just saying that my volume is low in comparison to yours. That's odd.
That is odd.
That is odd. Let me make sure everything is good here with this guy. Yeah, it's on. I don't know why mine is lower. Give me that microphone. No, I'm just kidding.
I can.
I'm just kidding. No. Rick, you loved your cruise on the Oceana Allura. It was elegant, but not over the top. I tell you, I cannot wait to get on the Allura or the Vista. They look like gorgeous ships. I'm so glad you guys had a good time. Thank you for letting us be a part of that. Felix, you're heading to San Juan. Oh, they're going on an NCL cruise. Nice. So San Juan is the easiest. I think it's one of the easiest ports in all of the Caribbean. You know, when you come off the ship, you walk uphill into Old San Juan, and then if you need to find your way back to the ship, just look for the water and just walk back downhill to the water. It is such an easy town to get around. We have done, I highly recommend, there's a food tour called Flavors of San Juan that if you really want to go around San Juan and see what there is to eat, see what there is to do, book a food tour with Flavors of San Juan. Like, book the early one, and then when you're done, just say, hey, look, I'm looking for a hatch, or I'm looking for this, or I'm looking for that, and they'll just point you in the right direction to go. But one of the stops on the food tour was a place called Choco Bar, and I was like, oh my God, I want to go back to Choco Bar because they have hot chocolate, and it was so good. And then while we were sitting there, it's like, I'm going to get a little something, and they had chocolate grilled cheese up on the menu. I was like, are you kidding me? Chocolate grilled cheese? Please, let me try that. So it was a little bit of a sweet bread, and they also put a little powdered sugar on top. Rebecca ate it, but she's like, I wouldn't get it again.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
I would totally
but yeah,
get it again.
Was
oh my God.
Not my favorite thing.
And then I tried two different hot chocolates. So there's a traditional one that was quite sweet. It was like, she said, yeah, so this is the traditional one that we make here. And then we have a dark chocolate one, which is 70% chocolate. The sweet one was great. It was really sweet, but it was great. The dark chocolate one was so rich, over the top rich. I had a small cup. I could only drink about half of it because it was so incredibly rich.
I think you need two people to drink it, and I only took one sip. I couldn't.
Crazy. But if you're
so,
coming to San Juan,
it was very, very, very tasty. Yeah. Amazingly tasty, but so rich.
So go to Choco Bar if you're coming to San Juan. So flipping good. How is tea time? We're going to find out. We haven't been to it yet. We figured we'd wait a couple of days because, we just figured it's going to be a mass of people in the beginning.
And it was sea days, those first couple of days.
Yeah, because they were sea days, first couple of days. And then, so like tomorrow, like tonight we're going to the steakhouse, so don't want to do, it's a pretty big tea. So probably tomorrow, maybe, like Antigua.
I'm thinking tomorrow.
If we're not going to get off the ship tomorrow in Antigua, I'm going to film. Tomorrow's going to be my filming day, running around the ship and getting as much footage to share with you guys as possible, provided I have time to actually edit. That's my problem. Hey, where's the captain? Captain should have been on by now. It's 12 o'clock.
Maybe because it's a port day?
Yeah, maybe.
He's doing a different time?
Yeah, I don't know. Proper English tea is with cream, milk, and sugar, pinkies up. The interesting thing is they have no cream by the coffee in the Lido buffet. It's just milk. And I was like, and you actually have to ask for cream if you want to get some cream with coffee, which is one of the reasons why I order a cappuccino. get to go ahead and put the cream in there. So a cappuccino on this ship to me reminds me more of an Americano on other ships. More cream than usual, but it reminds me of an Americano on other ships, so that's why I get that here. They have the Cafe Corinthia, something like Corinthia, which is nice. It's open till 11:30 in the evening, so for those of you like me who like an evening cup of coffee, it's open till 11:30 in the evening, which is really, really nice. I do absolutely love that. But yeah, and it's good coffee, and at least I have learned. And one of the things that I did, one thing to know, if you're coming on the ship, they don't have paper takeaway cups or anything like that. So I bought myself, one of those little insulated coffee cups to bring on the ship. So I highly recommend that. Actually, I recommend that for any ship. You get a coffee and then you pour it in there. That thing keeps it hot for hours. So it's really, really, really good. So let's see. On the QM2, there is a hidden observation deck area on deck 11 all the way forward. Is there that on this ship? I don't know. I don't know if there's a hidden observation area on deck 11. I don't know if we have a deck 11 up front. I'm on deck 10, so this is top deck. Now there are some extra decks up in the front that are off limits. They say crew only. In fact, to get right up to the funnel is a crew only area. I was hoping to get up to the funnel to get a picture with it, but it's all chained off and it says crew only, so I can't get up there. So I don't know. I'll have to take a look and see if there is a little cheap place up in the front. So I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. Yeah, maybe the captain's not making the announcement because we're just sitting in port. That could be. So we've got some really interesting. So we've got the MSC Dabina right alongside us. We have the Ritz-Carlton yacht sitting to our starboard side. Has anybody been on Ritz-Carlton yet? And then we've got the Brilliance of the Seas right on the other side. So as far as I can tell, there's 4 of us in port today. It is a lovely day. The breeze is blowing. It is a gorgeous day here. And it was not too hot to walk around, so that was really nice. Yes?
The back part of deck 11 is all the grills stuff. The front part, there is the games deck.
Yeah, I've been up on the games deck. Oh, that's 11? Okay.
And then, yeah, the back part of 12, because there is a 12, that's the highest one, is also the grills. And the front part does not really have any sort of label to it, so I don't know if it's even accessible or not.
Yeah, so the
I would
front part
assume
of deck
because it's
12,
not labeled, it probably isn't.
I don't think it's accessible. I think that is crew-only area up there.
So I think we just have the games
Which
area
is actually really
on
cool.
deck
We got
11.
bocce ball, we got croquet. That's really cool up there. It's right where the sanctuary is on the Princess ship, on the older Princess ship, up in the very, very front. So that's really, really cool up there. But yeah, I don't know that we can get to anything else up above there yet.
But the Queen Mary 2 is a different ship than this one.
She is a different ship. She is a unique ship. She is the last of the ocean liners out there right now. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do when it's time to retire her. Hopefully they'll build another one because there truly is not another ocean liner out there at this time. She was built specifically to cross the oceans. And I'm looking forward to, we are planning to do, one of those transatlantics one of these days. If you're doing a cruise in Europe, or you're doing a land trip in Europe, if we can line it up with the QM going in one direction or both directions, that's truly amazing. Because, I mean, I've seen an interior on the Queen Mary 2 as low as $1,500 for 2 people. That's a lot more comfortable than being in economy on a plane for about the same price. So, going, doing it that classic style. If you've got the time, I mean, doing the Queen Mary, it takes 6 days to go straight across to London. And then sometimes the ship goes all the way to Hamburg, which is another 2 days. You can go all the way into Hamburg, Germany.
I thought it was 7. And
I thought
9
it was
if
6.
it went to Hamburg.
I thought it was 6 and 8. I don't know. Rebecca's going to find out. She's going to correct me. But I thought it was 6 across and then 8 to Hamburg. Rebecca thinks it's 7 across and then 9 to Hamburg. But you will find out. I don't know. And then you can also book. Sometimes they do the round trips. It was really cute. I had some guests come down to meet with me the other day, and they were asking about, you know, the round trip transatlantic. So I helped them find the cruise, and then I sent them over to the future cruise desk so they could go ahead and book the cruise.
It says usually 7 nights, so I suppose there may be some 6 nights.
Usually 7 nights.
Usually 7 nights.
Usually, depends on how the wind's blowing. So, and what's really interesting too, Cunard does not announce, one of their quirks, they don't announce their port times. If you right now go to any port or go to any Cunard itinerary and look at the port stops, you're going to see 00 for arrival and 00 for departure. They do not announce their port stops until the day of when we are coming in, or like I guess at the beginning of the cruise we might have found out. So today we're 8 a.m. to 4:30, and we found that out on the on the program.
Well, I will say I went to Shore Excursions group and went to this cruise, and they did have port times listed there.
Oh, okay, so Shore Excursions group actually
I have to go back and check and see, because I wrote them down on a piece of paper in our folder, but I have to check and see how accurate they are.
Ah, that's true. That's true.
But so far, you know, that's the only way I've been able to find it, is go to one of those shore excursion consolidators that gives you, you can pick the ship and the sailing, and it'll.
Gotcha.
But I'll double check and see if that's an accurate representation of what's actually happening.
Darren, we're in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So you're in Puerto Plata. Have a good time there. Go get muddy. That's where I got really, really muddy, Darren. I booked one of those shore excursions where we did the mud buggies. Oh my God, I had so much fun on that. And then of course I was on the Oceana ship, so it was awesome walking back to this lovely luxury ship covered head to toe in mud. I loved that.
Yeah, and Virgin was the other
ship. Yeah, the Valiant lady, I believe, was the one sitting right next to us, and everybody on the Valiant was looking at me like, man, they look like they have a good time over there in that little luxury ship. So, okay, so Brandy's saying look for a door with a porthole window all the way up in the front. We'll do that. We'll take a walk around. I mean, we got like 10 more days, 9 more days on here, so we got plenty of time to walk around on here. It's the same thing with Princess.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the officer of the watch speaking from the bridge. Please be advised that the testing of the ship's emergency power supply is now complete. All ship's elevators, all lifts, have been returned.
So they had the elevators shut down for just a little while they were testing power on the ship. Maybe that's why the captain didn't come on.
Could be.
Too. So it's kind of neat on this ship. You know, the captain will speak, and then the officer of the watch will speak, and then the entertainment director, cruise director, whatever they're called on this ship, will speak. So yeah, it's kind of interesting hearing the announcements go off each day on the ship. They are a little bit different. And of course, there's just something about hearing everything, you know, in the British.
Well, Scottish in this case. The officer of the watch has been Scottish.
Scottish, yeah. The officer of the watch is Scottish, so Rebecca really likes his announcements. She wishes he would make more announcements.
I know.
He can make all the announcements, you know.
Maybe he can read me a bedtime story. Which, by the way, they have an absolutely lovely library.
Oh my gosh. This ship has a 2-story library.
And all Cunard ships have a library. I think the one on the Queen Mary might be 3 stories, but the rest of them, I believe, are just 2.
Like actual libraries full of books. Like the one on here kind of reminds me of something that would be out of Harry Potter. You know, it's just absolutely beautiful.
And there's a librarian who can help you find stuff. You check things out. Just, you know.
It's just, it's truly lovely. I mean, there's really nothing like Cunard anymore. There really isn't, and I think that's one of the beautiful things about going on Cunard. Just for the experience, you know, you have to know that when you come on here, it's a different experience. It's lovely, like, you know, okay, so let's talk about dress code. I know a lot of you guys, especially when you see my tuxedo, you're like, I don't know, that seems really fancy. Okay, you do not have to get fancy on this ship, period. What they want is, during most of the evenings, they call it smart attire. So if you want to go to the main dining room, you want to go to the restaurants, they would like for you to be wearing either a nice pair of jeans or dress slacks for the men and a collared shirt of some sort. That could be a polo shirt, that could be a button-down shirt, that could be, you know, whatever. We have seen people going in with t-shirts. Generally, they frown upon that, but on this particular voyage, they have been letting people in with T-shirts as well. And then if you're like, you know what, I just want to stay in shorts, T-shirt, and flip-flops, well, then the Lido Buffet, you can go up there all day long, and you can go to the venues dressed casually.
Not every venue.
Huh?
Not every venue.
Well, I saw them at the Commodore Club.
Technically, not every venue.
It depends on whether they're going to be hard, restrictive about it. But like I saw a gentleman with shorts and a T-shirt on in the Commodore Club listening to the piano the other night when we were sitting in there. So, so if you want to go casual in the evenings, you can go casual in the evenings. You can stay in your shorts, you can stay in your flip-flops, you can stay in your T-shirt if you want to, even on gala night. Now on gala night, they are more restrictive. There are certain rooms like the Commodore Club and a couple of other rooms, the Queen's room, where they are going to ask you to have a jacket on in order to go to some of these venues and to go to the main dining rooms. But not a suit, not a tuxedo. They would like you to wear a jacket. Again, you don't want to participate, go up to the Lido. It's perfectly fine, and the Lido is quite good. Even
the pop-up restaurants in the Lido, you can dress casually.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Silver Librarian, 2-story library, I'm telling you, oh, you could apply for that job. That would be a fabulous job for you. Yes, a 2-story library. I will be taking you guys into that at some point. Like I said, tomorrow, Antigua, I'm going to do a lot of filming tomorrow and get everything I can on this ship. There's just so much to take in. So.
And I think it's a really nice size of ship. Mm-hmm. Because it's not huge. It does not take forever to go from one end to the other.
Yeah, it's an easy ship to get around. It really is an easy ship to get around. Your public decks are primarily 2 and 3 down below. Then deck 1 is where you're going to find all the guest services and things like that. And then you come up to decks 9. Deck 9 is where like the pool deck and most of that stuff is. We're on deck 10 right now. We're in the yacht club, as you can see behind me. This really comes alive at night most of the time. It's a beautiful space. Like if you just want to sit and read, it's a beautiful space just to sit and read or get some work done. Like I get some work done. As you can see, I'm honestly shocked that the Wi-Fi is doing as well as it's doing right now, that we're actually able to do this. But the Wi-Fi has been very good for me to work. There are times when, part of what I have to do is I have to download PDFs from the cruise lines and send them out to my guests. There are times when I have a hard time downloading those PDFs and then uploading them again. But for the most part, the Wi-Fi has been solid. It's been a solid speed. It is not the fastest speed in the world. I don't know if they have Starlink on here. I'm going to assume they do, but I do not know if it's actual Starlink on these ships. Rick has a good point. People don't realize that you can buy a tuxedo without breaking the bank. That's absolutely true. My tuxedo was probably twice as much as if I had rented it, to be honest with you, especially for like a 12-day rental, coming on the ship. And it was nice, it was, I've said it multiple times. I really have to thank Gary Bembridge, because without Gary really encouraging me to, as he said, lean into the gala night. He said, you will have a lot more fun if you lean into it. I have to tell you, walking into the main dining room last night, and pretty much everybody is, dressed, and probably 70% of the men had tuxedos on. The rest had jackets on. It was lovely. I was like, wow, I've not seen a main dining room like this, I don't think ever. Maybe when we first started cruising 20 years ago, and people did dress up more on the fancy night, the gala night, whatever they called it. Now, as you know, dress your best night, maybe like 25% of the people are really getting into it, and the rest are just not anymore. So it was kind of cool looking around the room and seeing everybody dressed in their finest. So I have to say, it was pretty cool. So if you're gonna come on Cunard, I would say you don't need a tuxedo. You don't need a tuxedo, but bring a jacket, bring a nice dress, and lean into it. Yeah.
I looked it up. Cunard does have Starlink across their entire fleet.
Oh, good.
But as we've learned from other ships with Starlink, I don't know what they did to the infrastructure inside the ship.
Exactly.
So I don't know how updated that is.
Exactly. So You know, and what we're talking about there, you can put those receivers on the ship, and you can have the fastest speed coming in, but unless the infrastructure within the ship is designed to handle those higher speeds, you know, things can get slower as they get on down to you. So, but it's been reliable. I'll say that. It's been very, very reliable on the ship.
Not always fast, but reliable.
Yeah, and we had no issues at all getting on. I did see some people down, as always, you know, people at the front desk having issues getting onto the thing, getting onto the Wi-Fi. But for us, we hopped right on.
We did prepay for a 4-device premium Wi-Fi package.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, so if you didn't hear that, and this is a neat trick for all y'all. All y'all listen up now. Gonna tell you something. That's from living in Georgia for like 27 years. I lived in the Atlanta area. I picked up a little something. All my friends up north in New York are like, man, you got a southern accent now. I'm like, no, I don't. Come down and meet my friends. But y'all listen. If you're going on a cruise, and you want multiple people to have a high-speed Wi-Fi package, or you just want multiple people to have a Wi-Fi package, it is generally cheaper to buy one package with multiple devices than to buy 2 single-device package or 3 single-device packages. So what Rebecca did, she pre-purchased a 4-device package for herself, so she can log on to 4 devices. So I'm using my laptop and phone, and she's using her laptop and phone, and the only thing I have to do, I just have to log in as her. That's it. So if you're going on a ship,
and they offer it. Not every cruise line offers it.
If the cruise line offers a multi-device internet package, almost every time that is going to be cheaper than if 2 people each buy a Wi-Fi package. So always look into that. Just the only caveat is you all just log in as the same person.
And quite often, if you're just vacationing and not working, one Wi-Fi package, one device Wi-Fi package is great, and you just log in and log out.
Exactly.
Walter happens to have higher needs than a lot of people.
I do. I mean, obviously, I'm working almost constantly from the ship. So, Richard, how are you?
Although the different MSC, you can't do the log in to one device and log out.
For the device, that's it. You can't log out of that device and then log into another device. That's the device, so that's it. So you got to be aware of that on MSC. Richard, great ship. It was a pleasure meeting you on Virgin Voyages, Brilliant Lady Repositioning. That was a fun cruise, wasn't it? Who knew we were going to go through a nor'easter? That was not on the itinerary. That was a lot of fun. The Wi-Fi was horrible the last time you were on this ship. You heard it's greatly improved. I can tell you, as of this voyage right now, it is really, really good on this ship. It's reliable, and as you can see, we're streaming, which I was not expecting this to work. I really was not expecting this to work today.
We do have the premium Wi-Fi. So.
Yeah, we had the premium Wi-Fi, and I'm streaming it. So my phone is streaming to TikTok, and my laptop is streaming to YouTube. So it seems to be working pretty good.
And I will say that a lot of people are off the ship right now, so the internet's getting a little less traffic than it might if it was the middle of the day and a sea day.
Yeah. And like Silver Librarian, the internet seems to be going in and out. Yeah, so the signal's going to go up and down a little bit. We are on a ship. Of course, we're sitting still, which is nice. We're in San Juan. I could have flipped on the cellular. I was on cellular while we were in port, but I decided just to leave it off and go straight up Wi-Fi just to see how it works. And I'm actually very impressed that we're able to do this. So we'll probably do this again before the cruise is over. We're on here until the 30th. So we'll probably do this again before this is over. But yeah, so we definitely wanted to come up and say hi to everybody today. So if you got any questions about the Cunard Queen Elizabeth, certainly drop them in the chat right now. And I will be putting out more content over the next couple days from this ship. In fact, I've got a whole series of content that I'm shooting about Cunard, because it is, it's a mystery to a lot of people. And like I said, there is this perception, myself included, that you got to be really dressed up to go on this ship. There's a caliber of people on this ship. They are. The people that we've seen on this ship are the same people that we traveled with on Celebrity, on Princess, on Royal Caribbean, on Carnival. They're just the they're just the same wherever you go. Maybe they're dressed a little bit nicer during the day, some of them, but you still see your t-shirts, your flip-flops, your shorts.
And it is possible that it may be a bit different because we're sailing a Caribbean sailing versus something over in Europe.
Might be, but it is a 12-night cruise. Now, it's a quieter ship, that's for sure. You know, it is a quieter ship. There is not a lot of announcements going on. There's no, hey, we're having this big sale. Hey, we're having this. They did have a big Christmas market thing that was kind of cute in the Queen's room, but there is very little pressure. The shops are lovely.
Oh, and you got your special.
Yeah, I got my inflatable ship. In fact, we should have had it with us.
Inflatable.
What?
Plushie.
Oh, the plushie ship. Yeah, we should have had it on the show. We'll have it on the next show. But I got my plushie ship. So I always look for a plushie or a inflatable ship wherever I go. So my fleet is growing. So now I've got a Cunard ship in my fleet. So I can't wait. Yeah, we should have brought that up here, but we forgot. We'll get that at some point. Diabetic, the way you dressed for your first cruise 25 years ago, Royal Caribbean, was definitely more fancy than what we currently wear to the main dining room, right? I think a lot of us are just like, you know what? I don't want to bring the fancy clothes. I don't want to bring I just want to be, you know, my main uniform, my dinner uniform, if you will, is a nice pair of dress jeans, and then I have this brand of button-down shirt called Untuck It. So they don't tuck in. They're nice button-down shirts. I roll up the sleeves, and that's my uniform, if you will, for going to dinner. And I wear that uniform on everything from Royal Caribbean to Carnival to Explorer to Oceania to Azamara, now Cunard. That is what I wear on the night. But I just, you know, if I was going to get a new jacket for this ship, because I did want to participate in the gala night stuff, I just said, you know what, I'm going all the way and I'm going to get a tuxedo. And it was so much fun going into, in my case, I went to Joseph A. Banks, and it was so much fun going in and, you know, looking through the various, there was actually one that had there was a purple jacket. It was like black with purple, and I really wanted that one, but they didn't have my size, and he said that is basically discontinued. So of course I picked the discontinued one. But then I found the black on black paisley, and absolutely loved that jacket. And now I have it, and who knows, I might bring it on more cruises with me just because now I have it.
Although I did find it very ironic that the easy pre-made bow tie ended up being very difficult.
Yeah, it was a different kind of bow tie. Didn't have, like it used to be, like you clipped it on and then you kind of like pulled the strap to make it tighter. They have a whole new way of doing that now, and thank God some mom figured it out for her high school son, because we watched her video on YouTube and showed us how to do it.
Because otherwise we were not figuring that out.
Oh God, they have this new way of way of shortening up the straps that we couldn't figure out. So thank you, Mom, whoever you are, Mom, and your teenage son who was going to the prom for telling us how to figure out the bow tie.
I think, oh, we don't have to tie the bow tie. How hard can it be?
Yeah, how hard can it be? Apparently hard enough. So yeah.
Yes, we're both college graduates, and we could not figure it out.
You know, 32 years in television production, have no idea how to shorten a bow tie.
Yeah, it was sad.
That was fun. I got to say, you know, hosting this distinctive voyage on here has been absolutely lovely. It's the first time, like, I've done a quote-unquote group cruise. We have 65, 68 people in the group. I have no idea who these people are. I've never met them until I came onto the ship. And we did the cocktail event here. I have a assistant purser, entertainment director person, or she's an entertainment manager, meetings manager, Marina. She's phenomenal. She's been helping me out on this cruise. So it's actually been kind of a neat experience, you know, bringing on essentially somebody else's group and hosting somebody else's group on here. Because like I said, on this particular voyage, I'm not a travel agent. I am just here representing the other 15 or so travel agents that booked these 65 people on here, and helping to make sure that they have a great time. So champagne, yes, we had champagne last night. So actually, you know, it's gala night, so that's the first thing they put down on the table.
Yeah, at no extra charge. That is included in your gala night.
The champagne comes. In fact, that was a trivia question. It was a fill in the blank. They had a fun game in the Golden Lion called Fill in the Blank. And the question was, we're down to our last bottle of blank. And the answer was champagne. You had to figure out what the host wanted, and it was champagne, and it was like horror, you know. A Cunard ship running out of champagne would be like the most horrible thing ever. So it was pretty funny. Hey Warren, how are you? Hey Alex, how are you? Good to see you. I'm so glad we were able to pop up for a little while. I know this was unannounced because San Juan Day, we didn't know if we were going to get off the ship. We did. We went to Choco Bar, so the video will be coming very shortly as I went in search of hot chocolate. And then I discovered, to my amazement, chocolate grilled cheese. Oh my God, chocolate grilled cheese. That is the sandwich I didn't know I needed. It was so good. Yes, you will see it later today. I've got it on my phone. I'm going to edit it right after this. It was just fabulous. So, so excited about that. What else, Rebecca? What have we learned about this ship and this voyage so far? She's stunned. She's at a loss for words right now. They have the stupid soft pillows on here. It seems
Well,
like every
everybody
cruise line.
does. All cruise lines, all hotels.
Stupid soft
I don't.
pillows.
I mean, maybe there's somebody. Maybe this should be a poll question one of these days.
Yeah.
Does anybody like these pillows that squash down to nothing?
Yeah, super soft.
I don't understand them.
The super soft one. You know, some of the cruise lines, of course, have the pillow menus if you're in a specific
category of cabin.
And I think Explora actually had one as well. Oh, JG brings their travel pillow. I have seen people do that.
Yeah.
We just don't want to pack it. You know,
We
so
had
we'll deal
enough
with it.
already between the Galanite stuff.
Yeah.
Walter's
This is the
camera
first time in
gear.
a while we had 2 full-size pieces of luggage. Usually we have 1 full-size and a carry-on, or we might have 2 carry-ons. But because we had, you know, the nice dress, we got the tuxedo, we got other things, so we...
Well, and a nice chunk of the carry-on was taken up with my little supply of Rebecca might fall and hurt herself things.
This is true. This is true.
I have
Rebecca,
ace bandages, I have wrist brace, ankle braces, knee braces, because I am prone to doing that.
Yes. Warren called you Rachel by accident, but that's okay. You know, as long as it starts with an R, Warren, you're close enough. You are absolutely close enough. Alex, we have not done afternoon tea yet. That'll be tomorrow, Antigua Day, so we're going to do it. Now, the thing about afternoon tea on Cunard, it is every single day. It is in the Queen's room. So we knew we didn't want to do it the first 2 days because the sea day, especially the first day. Everybody's going to do it on the first day. But our plan is to do it tomorrow while we're in Antigua because we're not going to get off the ship in Antigua.
And we would do it today, but we're eating in the steak restaurant at 6:30, and tea is from 3 to 4, so I don't want to fill up.
No. Tomorrow night we have no plans for dinner, right? Yeah, so tomorrow night we have no plans for dinner. So, hi!
Hi, I was wrong earlier. It was not till noon, apparently, because of the drill.
There you go. So are you guys ready to start your music class?
Well, there's a plug-in. There's still no plug-in.
Oh yeah, you still got to plug in. Yeah, so we got some folks. So this room, like I said, this room has a dance floor that's probably bigger than like the main dance floor on every single cruise ship, and this is the small dance floor. We have a ballroom that's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah. So they're going to do a little dance class in here. So we'll probably wrap up shortly, so we don't interfere with them. So yeah, fill up. Life is short. I love that, Rick. I mean,
but I don't want to be in pain.
Yeah, no, that is true.
And I want to enjoy the
well, we want to enjoy the afternoon tea.
Restaurant.
We want to enjoy, you know, the dinners that we're having. So tomorrow night we have no plans for dinner. Maybe tomorrow night will be the buffet because we're going to be having that afternoon tea. So that'll be a good night.
And we can have a later dinner.
Yeah. So, and they do an evening snacks like 10 to 12 or 10:30 to 12:30, something like that. It's not. I wish. Yeah. So you got pizza, you got hot dogs, you got things like that, and then they got some cookies. They don't have the best cookies on here. You know, we got spoiled by Oceania. Oceania had so many Christmas cookies for the entire week, just sitting out by the ship. Like in this one area of the ship, they just had where they had. It was so cute. They had the gingerbread display, and then they had all the Christmas cookies out there, which were so amazing. They don't have the best cookies on here. Well, the chocolate cookies are good though. I do enjoy the chocolate cookies. So, but yeah, so afternoon tea is coming. Silver Librarian, you're going to be reaching out via email your Virgin Voyages cruise. Yes, by all means, reach out. And I guess we're going to, since that dance class is probably going to be happening very shortly, we'll go ahead and start to wind this down. So if you got any last minute questions, again, we are on the Queen Elizabeth. And now that we know that the Wi-Fi is working, we will probably come back again to you live at some point during this cruise. I don't know exactly when, but we'll come back to you live, maybe next Sunday. I think we'll still be on the ship next Sunday, yeah. Yeah, because we're not off until the 30th, so. Post a review on Tea Time, absolutely I will. I will be filming it and doing all that good stuff. I've been filming all the dinners as we go, so just trying to get time to edit them. That is the fun part. So I'm starting to shoot a little bit more on my phone again, so I can just quickly edit them on my phone. I was shooting a lot on the Osmo, which then requires me to dump it into the computer, edit on the computer, put it, you know, and output it. I'm trying to shoot a little bit more on my phone again, so I can just quickly edit it on there. So I'm trying to do that. But yeah, absolutely. Okay, folks, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this live. Just stay tuned. I'm posting as much as I can on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook as the cruise goes on. And if you have any specific questions or we can help you in any way plan your travel, I am available from the ship off and on, but certainly Mindy and Corey are available from home. The only time we're going to be closed is Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and then New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. But otherwise, we're all working in some capacity. We have the most amazing Christmas wherever you are in this world. And happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate Hanukkah. The end of the year is already here. So have an amazing day, everybody. And we'll see you soon. I'll try to announce it next time. All right, guys. See you later.